The sure way to waste money on software development. Focus on the team. I'm continuing my series on how to waste money on software development. In the previous video, we discussed how to avoid wasting money by sharing your strategic plan for the app with your developer in advance. That way, they can suggest a technological solution that not only solves the current problem, but also scales for at least the next year or two, saving you from having to rewrite everything from scratch later. Today we are going to talk about an important topic: choosing a contractor and hiring a team. So you are an entrepreneur with a brilliant idea for a new app and you've decided to hire a developer. Do you consider yourself an experienced client, or is this your first time ordering development? An experienced client has gone through the hiring process several times, understands technologies, the roles in a team and the development process, and can distinguish a good team from a bad one. Inexperienced clients often associate software development with coding. That is, they think someone who can program will be able to develop the app on their own. My series is called The Sure Way to Waste Money on Software Development, where the title implies that the client loses money. But that's not entirely true. As a business owner, as someone who has executed several projects, I've lost my money too. And now I'll tell you one story. It was in the early 2010s. I found projects on a freelancer platform and handed them off to developers from my company. I only accompanied the project up to the deal stage when the budget was agreed upon. Once the deal was made, the project was handed over to the developer. The developer was responsible for communicating with the client, completing tasks, and showing results. The client found a developer. Doesn't that sound like the recipe for success for my business and the client startup? No, I thought this model was viable and would work too. But I was wrong. It worked well for small projects where a developer could create an app in a week or two, but it didn't work for more complex projects. As the projects grew in size, clients stopped paying us for our services because they were unhappy with how we were working. When I started looking into the situation, it turned out that the developer could write the program, but there could be bugs in the program. After all, no one is perfect, we all make mistakes, and the more complex the projects, the more errors there can be. In such a situation, the client-developer pairing doesn't work. Someone else is needed to ensure there are no bugs in the program. And this role in software development is called a tester. From that point on, whenever we took on a new project and assessed its complexity is non-trivial, we added not only developer to the team but also a tester. Business improved. Now the tester checked all the developers' work and we found and fixed errors long before the client could see them. The client felt like they were receiving a perfect product. I was relieved for a while. I even took on more complex projects. This time I ended up without money again because clients refused to pay. Were there bugs in the programs? No, but clients complained that the app wasn't what they wanted, that it didn't suit their needs. It was hard to believe. Here was the proved project scope and here was the result that matched it, but something was still missing from the client to be satisfied. So we decided to add another role to the team, a business analyst. This role helps the client define all the requirements and ensures that all their needs are reflected in the project scope. And if anything is missing, it gets added at the early stages of the project, not after the deadline, as had happened before. Now for new projects, we included 3 roles in the budget: developer, tester, and business analyst. Business improved again, but we were still far from having a reliable system. This time we noticed that despite having a lot of people working on the projects, the overall output was low. I faced a situation where each team member was a good specialist, but the overall team productivity was low. We needed someone to organize the team efficiently and ensure productivity remained at the acceptable level. So we began adding a project manager role to the teams. Why am I telling you all this from contractor's perspective? And what it does have to do with the client? What should this story teach you as a client? If you're a client, to avoid wasting money on development, make sure you're provided with a complete team. A complete team should include skilled developers, testers, project managers, and business analysts. The absence of any of these roles can lead to the following risks. If there is no tester, the risk increases that you will receive a low-quality product with many bugs, making it unusable. Your users won't stick around long as your clients. If there is no business analyst, there is a higher chance that important features for your product will be missing from the project scope, forcing you to constantly increase the budget and push back the deadline to add them. If there is no project manager, the risk increases that the entire team of developers, testers, and business analysts won't work together effectively. You'll keep missing deadlines, blowing the budget, and you won't be able to find someone responsible who can figure out why the project is failing. I have many more stories about how clients wasted money on software development. Subscribe so you don't miss them. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments or message me directly. Goodbye!